I'm here with a SAVANT Ascent remix. SAVANT Ascent Remix is not the first in the series, although I am unfamiliar. I believe Remix references a collaboration with an artist named SAVANT. Again, I am unfamiliar. The music behind this game is pumping nonetheless, but before we get there, this is a very simple kind of throwback to arcade games as of yesteryear. Kind of on-rails shooter of sorts, a bit of a shoot-'em-up, but you're very limited in what you can do. You can hop left and right kind of between different objects on the map. You can hop up and down and kind of, double jump to avoid fire, but that's about all you're going to be doing. That and very, very fast precision shots. This game is not exactly easy. It seems to be built just like those old arcade games. It's begging for quarter after quarter after quarter, and it will force you to reset many, many times. The name of the game here is to take as few hits as you can, so you can last all the way to the end of the stage, and deliver killing blows as fast as you possibly can. You're incentivized to do this really quickly. That'll add to more score. And if you can make it through to the end of the level, of course, you go on to the next level. But that all said, there really isn't much of a story that I could pick up on here. All I know is that I'm ascending this tower, and there's a huge amount of machines in my way, and they need to die so I can make it through. About typical in any game, this game is quite difficult when it comes to boss fights. You might make it through a very prolonged event, going up these elevators, for example, fighting different waves of enemies that seem endless, but if you survive, you will eventually come to a boss fight, and that might just end you right there. Fortunately, there are checkpoints before most of these boss fights, so you're not going to have to sit through a 5-minute long level, getting your stress up all over again. Luckily, there is some checkpoints before boss fights, but you're going to see that checkpoint a lot, because if you haven't been saving your health, you're going to have a really, really hard time. As you go through the levels, there are opportunity to kind of heal and perhaps get an extra heart, we'll say. Up to 4 hits, I think, instead of your regular 3. But in any case, you're going to need to save that health for the end. That's the only way you're going to get through, because it's almost a bullet hell kind of scenario. A lot of enemies will spawn in, and you have to deliver killing blows really quickly so that you don't get overwhelmed. And that's essentially the loop of the game. The levels, like I said, are very limited. You're hopping kind of between elevators, you're hopping just over different attacks, and the levels don't really change a whole lot either. Because it's so limited, really you're just getting a backdrop, and that backdrop is colorful, but not incredible to look at. The soundtrack, on the other hand, is pumping the whole time. That's going to help you keep your energy up as you play this game, because like I said, you have to be on the ball, keeping that health right towards the end and progressing to another grueling challenge. There is not a whole lot really to say about this game other than what we've just covered. It seems that it's very fast-paced, but you have to be very conscious of the longevity of your character, trying to get there all the way, but it's more or less a memory game. You're going to see a lot of these enemies kind of repeat. Okay, the chainsaw robot, alright, how do I destroy that? Well, you learn that pretty quickly, and you're going to have to use that information to get through, and when they start spawning in incredible numbers. So most of the time you do get just a bit of a chance to learn what's going on before it gets too hard, but there are the occasional difficulty spikes that held me back, and that was really frustrating. But that frustration led to a kind of eureka moment, a breakthrough, and you're able to continue on, and that's the kind of energy that kept me coming back for more punishment again and again. This game is very simple. I have to give this a 7.5. It's a little bit harder to kind of pick apart the problems of this game. There isn't a whole lot. It's really just a matter of the game is very simple, and once you're done, I think you're kind of just done.